Week show. Please subscribe. Not now, but right now. Subscribe to the Fight Week show. We'll see you guys on the road soon.
What's going on, people? What's happening, people? We are back with another episode of Shakedown. Don't stop, Shakedown. We are here to talk about it, people. Now, I have my co-host here to help me talk about it, to help me break it all down. Mr. Naz.
How you big doing, up, everyone. Big up in the house, man. Big up, man. I hope you're doing well, brother. Music shut out the way. But yeah, man, I'm feeling good, man. It's a good sports week. May is my favorite time in sports for some reason, usually because of football. But MMA in May, going to June is always hot, and you get the hottest news now. Dana White making announcements left, right, and center. Woo, let's go.
Announcements is going crazy. Announcements everywhere, man. Big up everybody that's rolling in live, everybody that's watching us on playback. Salute to all of yous, man. We don't take your viewership for granted. We don't take humans' likes and that for granted. You know what I mean? Hit that like button and show the show some love, man. You get me? Bro. You said some major things there that we just heard from Dana White, big announcements, UFC 291. You know what? Why don't we start there? But UFC 291, man, because that's been a hot news today. Like it's crazy.
Everyone's buzzing about it.
We got Poirier versus Justin Gaethje 2. That's coming up. They're actually putting a BMF. They're putting a BMF thing on that now because
I couldn't believe that, bro. I had to think. I was like, okay, are they BMFs? Are they BMFs? I was like, let me think of it.
Yeah,
do you think they've done BMF?
Well, obviously, there's Masvidal's retired from the sport now, so it's only right to find that title a new home. And do you think these two qualify to wear that to carry that title? Do you think
with Dustin, it's pretty easy with Dustin. It's like if you listen to enough of his podcast, you realize this guy's been a lot of dust ups, just like the name of the show. You know what I'm saying? Dustin, just like his bloody name.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He's always come out unscratched like a diamond. Like he's been in a lot of beef. Just recently, he slapped a man.
Someone.
Like he slapped someone. Remember that bro who's like your wife's DMs? He's like, oh yeah, come here, look, I got some sauce for you. Backhand, power slap leaks out. And I was thinking, you know what? Dustin is a BMF from Louisiana, deep dirty South. Like he's from what I've heard on the PF. Sleepy G, I've got to agree with one of them. But Dustin, I mean, we have a lot of his videos and his life stories, and he's on podcasts as well. But for me, he just doesn't rub me that way. I mean, he was very straight and narrow in high school and college. I mean, he does, toke and joke around and do up some madness, but not for many years. I definitely give Dustin the BMF. And like you said, find it a new home. Technically, if Dustin wins it, it's going back home, bro. It's going back to ATT,
Yeah, you know what? When you put it like that, you know what I mean?
Masvidal wants him to win, like that. Masvidal's helping him train. I was like, okay, this is Masvidal's, on his side. So it's like Dustin kind of has to win this rematch. And I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to those guys at ATT, man. Pablito, big up yourself. I mean, look, that title for me, I especially them bringing it back alive. I don't think it should be a one-off thing. I think, as a novelty belt, where they can build storylines around it. Because look, UFC is partnering up with WWE now, so they can run some kind of storylines along those ways for belts that are not part of like the UFC sort of weight classes, where there's title for each weight classes. You see what
they should do this one at catch weight. They should do this one at 160. Fuck it,
Yeah, I mean, Dana White is completely against catch weight. If he can help it and avoid it, he would. You know what I mean?
Last week's fight for Cody. I don't know if he's hooking up Cody, hook up flipping Dustin.
Yeah, true that. That's the WWE sucks. Yeah, I wasn't talking about WWE as like.
Speaking of WWE, We need a wrestler. It can't be The Rock. So like, The Rock was made for Masvidal. Funny enough, you know that. Like, so who's made for Dustin? Like, who's from Louisiana? If anyone knows a wrestler from the deep south, like, I don't know. Up to me, I'll get Triple H.
Get Goldust and Dusty Rhodes out, man. You know what I mean?
Well, get Big Show, fam. The Big Show, that would be banging.
Yeah,
everyone knows the Big Show. Like, he's even TV shows and episodes and movies. Like, that'd be like, because The Rock can't do it again. Like, we need someone that's more relative to these two. So I want to see who's going to come out and put the belt on them, because it's not going to be Dana. So that's going to be cool. I mean, man, my juice is flowing.
Who knows? Who knows? It could be that, or they might get somebody out of Denver to actually come and do that as well. You know what I mean? If Justin gets past it, you know what I mean? Because you're already, the way you're talking is a foregone conclusion that Dustin is going to pick up this thing.
Dustin's going to finish him. Dustin's going to finish him.
You know what I mean? They got Costa versus Aliskerov. This Aliskerov fight, bro, that one there.
Still shocked they're doing this.
That's some, bro. Talk about fast pacing, fast tracking somebody, bro. You know what I mean? Like, Aliskerov seeing Costa.
Yeah, but Costa's getting this new contract, which reminds of Overeem's contract. It was almost as if they told you, "Hey, expect some hard fights," and I never want to hear a no. It's because they're paying you so much. No matter who the opponent is, they'll feed you a lot of prospects and a lot of up and coming dark horses that most people don't want to F with, and they expect you to, either show them, like, either way, it's a win-win for UFC. Whether Costa goes 5 rounds for him and shows what level he's at with a split decision win or unanimous decision. It could be a wide, easy decision. It could be if it's a KO, you quickly know not to. This you can't push. What's his name? Askarov, just like the flyweight, basically. Anyway, you can't push him. It's almost like he's going to be used as a test. And a lot of opponents Overeem fought were very similar, unknown people that were killers, and you don't know if he's going to do well or not. But this is what Costa's been pushed into. He's the highest paid guy. They know that they don't have a Brazilian market push. Whenever they need 1 or 2 big boys in Brazil, they'll have him. Oliveira's not long for this. Neither is Nunes. Like, Costa's a pure Brazilian as well, so
it's Snoopy Triple G, man. Make your mind up. Does WWE suck, or should we get Stone Cold?
No. Stone Cold's different. He's from that old era. If we got Stone Cold to give the belt, I'll be like, oh my days, Steve Austin's coming.
This is what I'm trying to say. Like, fucking, we're not really talking about those guys coming to do anything other than,
that's WWF. WWF is cool. WWE.
Well, I said, boy, for Louisiana, get Little Way to put the fucking belt on, man. How about that? Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Leroy, man. Yeah, man. That's not a bad idea, man. That's not bad.
I can't wait for this now. I want to see how each week it unfolds.
Yeah, man. That's a good one, man. That's a good one. They also got Jan Blachowicz. And this one here caught me by surprise, because I didn't think they were going to get somebody like Jan to be welcoming Pereira into the fucking division, bro. Do you think someone like Jan is too early for Pereira?
I think Jan is on his expiration date. He's on that line. He's dancing on it. During the fight, sometimes he passes it, and then sometimes he backs out. Okay, I'm normal 30-year-old Jan pushing it. And then sometimes like, I'm old. Like, what's he now? 39, probably now. 38. Minimum 37.
It's in along the lines too.
He's at the age where you reach the 90% chance of losing to someone that's younger and still tight. I mean, Pereira as well won't have a suspect chin as much. He'll still have it, but not as much. Doesn't have to cut that extra 20 pounds. A lot.
But what if he feels that legendary Polish power?
Rav, that's the thing, though, man. We haven't seen that for a while. I'm a bit like, like, where did it go?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be really really interesting to see how that shapes up. And lastly, for UFC 291, they got Ferguson versus Bobby Green, which is another big
When I
one.
saw that, I was like, oh, the UFC just want to get Tony
Yeah, give
done
me
with.
1 second, man. Let me just get this dog out of the cage.
Yeah, Hey, you're like John Nick, man. Guillotine that like button. Yes, guys, man. Everyone hit the like and all that good stuff, man. Yeah, man. John Anik's dog's always in the back barking, if you guys noticed that. Well, this is Jake, so I'm gonna be at Ray Longo. Hey, get that dog in the leash. Oh, remember, it's Ray Longo's dog that's always barking in the back. Joker, man. Yeah, this reminds me of John Anik's podcast when Ray Longo's dog's always barking in the back.
Yeah, man. Salute for that, man. Big up that. Big up everybody in the chat still. Everybody that's watching live right now, hit that like button, hit the share button. We just bring you an episode of Dust Up Shakedown right now, and we are talking about UFC 291 and all the cards we
were just talking about Ferguson, Bobby Green, which is whoever loses that has to retire, which is most likely going to be Ferguson. And I
mean, I was surprised that he didn't retire after the last fight with Nate. Exactly. I thought Nate actually was going to retire him that night.
Yeah, I say that. Well, originally, who was meant to fight? Kevin Holland, was it? Was it Kevin Holland who was fighting? It was, right? Or he's meant to fight Rodriguez.
No,
it was very confusing.
No, I think it was Kevin Holland. But they moved the thing around, didn't it? And Li Jingliang ended up fighting D-Rod, right? Kevin Holland ended up with fucking Hamzat, and Tony Ferguson ended up with Nate. You know what I mean? That's how they modeled that fight around, man. It was crazy.
I'll never forget that one. That was the most modeled UFC event in history, but it worked out for Nate. Hopefully he knocks out Jake Paul. I doubt it, but that's another can of worms. But yeah, I digress, man. Bobby Green, I think he's going to finish him KO, and that's going to be the end of it. I hope Tony Ferguson stays on the straight and narrow. He needs to stay out of trouble. Please don't get arrested. I hope he fights his demons and mental health. I don't want it to be a sad story.
I agree with you, man. I agree with you. I mean, El Cucuy has done too much for the sport to be going out in such a fashion, man. So definitely, hopefully, he sorts out all the demons that's fucking with it. For UFC 292, we now know that Sterling versus Sean O'Malley and Wei Lee versus Amanda Lemos. They're gonna be both be defending their titles against those new challengers for UFC 292. So we got two titles on the line on that card for UFC 292. So really and truly, we've got an exciting summer coming up. The summer coming up is going to be nice. Now, some news broke yesterday about Francis Ngannou.
Here we go.
Francis Ngannou joining the PFL, and like I said, for me, Francis Ngannou always left a hint that this was going to happen. Did this really catch you as a surprise with everyone else that tried to sign him, and they had something to say about Francis Ngannou and how he's non-cooperative, and I'm kind of leaning towards him. The one championship.
Yeah, the one championship.
I'm leaning over that guy right now. What have you made of the whole thing, and where Francis is now, and what the contract is showing, the things that he can do within that contract? What does that look like for you now?
I mean, on one hand, I am shocked because it all came out in one giant ball. Like, I know that we did know kind of they were keeping it secret, so it was probably all done and wrapped before the Chowdhury interview or / meeting combination with Ariel Helwani as well. So honestly, there was a lot of PR on his side. I don't want to say it backfired. Any type of PR and news is good for your business or promotion in this case. But the way it came out, I was shocked by all the stipulations. I mean, to be honest, if even 70% of them are all correct, Ngannou is he's gonna make bank for the rest of his life. He's gonna help people that he wants to be able to help as well. And honestly, this contract here, I still can't believe PFL are doing this. I want to almost see how it works behind it. Where they get all this money from? Like they're talking about buying Bellator. I'm like, how's this working? How's PFL going to do this? They already have a pay-per-view. They're trying next one. I mean, do you think all this contract's going to come true? Do you think PFL has everything to back this? Do you think it's, even half of it?
Yeah. I think it's all about bringing investors on board, and
Mm-hmm.
that's really what it's about, bringing investors on board, showing them maybe a new path and a new way that they want to do things, and to compete with the juggernaut of the sport that's the UFC, and bringing one of their stars, one of their very big stars on board. It's a good way for them to really start on that journey. And they got Wiz Khalifa on board, who is the co-owner of the of
Yeah, I
PFL.
know. Not Cohen, no. I wouldn't say Cohen. He's got
Well,
shares, right?
he's shareholder.
I think even flipping Jake
Owns
Paul
part.
at 2% now.
He owns part of the fucking organization, right? He owns
Everyone's
part of
getting
it.
a couple of percentiles.
Well, is that what it is?
That's what it seems like because Nganou's got
Well,
some now, gonna get some
I
Jake Paul.
hear it's really like part of the co-owner and shit, man. I don't know, but hey, for me, all they'll have to do is really bring on investors, bring investors on board, and bring people with deep pockets that can really make what they're trying to do go. Because if they've allowed Francis all the bells and whistles of this contract, and from what we hear, he's actually taking a lot of pay, a lot of pay cut to make this contract work, but they've added other perks in place of that pay cut. You know what I mean? So he's a PFL ambassador for Africa.
I
It
mean,
can
that has to
box.
come through though, man. That can't
It's
just be hot air and then it blows up. And
exactly
that has to come through 2 years' time.
that has
Let's
to
see
be
what
followed
comes
up.
out.
That has to be followed up. 100%.
Exactly. But I see
100%.
the idea though that one FC championship has taken Asia. UFC's going to Asia as well now. And that's probably they don't want to compete there. Europe's always nice. Bellator's going Europe hard. They just on UFC Bellator Paris the other day, and they're always in Dublin and London. But PFL Europe seems to be making legs, making leeway. They'll keep pushing that. And PFL Africa, I mean, they already know they're going to beat UFC to the punch. Yeah, I think they will. I think the UFC might try rush something, but I don't think Drake is gonna beat Whitaker. I hope he does. I'm not sure. That's from another.
We're gonna touch on that. We're gonna touch on that.
We'll touch on that multiple times, bro. Hopefully, you'll come on the show one more time.
We're gonna come back to that still.
We'll touch on multiple times, but I'm saying that whole Africa is an open market, and Ngannou's a good ambassador. I mean, honestly, Adesanya and Usman, the other two big ambassadors, and Adesanya is UFC for life. I could see it in him. UFC and WWE, Endeavor. He's Endeavor's product now. Usman's the only other one where maybe if he loses 1 or 2 fights, he wants to fight Chimaev. If he loses, maybe then they could take Usman and have 2 African ambassadors to run. One from Nigeria, one from Cameroon. He's very open about fighting in Nigeria or South Africa. You probably heard it. I hope. Yeah. I like that he mentioned it. He's like, it's like he has information. He's like us. He knows about the roots, what's happening in Africa. He's like, all right, okay, the top places that I can fight with security, stadiums, everything is going to be South Africa or Nigeria. Sorry, and I wish I could do Cameroon, but it's just not logical. Like the logistics of it doesn't make sense. And as I said, I think Morocco's going to start doing some in the future. But South Africa is probably going to be first. If PFL can get there, I'll say if we can see our boy Terrence in the PFL, bro, that'd be sick.
Let's see. Hey, big up Sean Wilshire. Salute to you. Hope Joe is doing well as well. Salute to you and Joe. Big up yourselves. And people, go and follow them on Instagram. Their page is Love Josh on Instagram. Go and check them out. And they got some good content going on over there. So big up yourself, Sean. Salute to you, man. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Big up, man.
We was told about Dricos it's now looking to fight Robert Whittaker. We said it before on this show with Dricus and Whittaker. But when you look at the 185, and not just that, but Strickland, I don't know if you've seen the video of Strickland. I think Strickland was actually talking
I've
to
seen a
Helen
few
Yee.
videos of him.
Yeah, I think he was talking to Helen Yee or someone. And he called out Dricus. And do you think he should have taken that fight over going after Whittaker? That seems to be maybe what some will call a much tougher and much difficult task to maneuver. Because Strickland could still, because that's all Pereira had to do. Finish Strickland, and it got too easy.
Strickland was on a nice long, I believe he was an undefeated run in middleweight. His last loss was Usman before that loss. So that was, but now he lost one. I think at one before that was kind of close to kind of, it was very close. Whittaker looking like, Whittaker 100%. Like, it's up there with Gilbert Burns. Like, Dana White literally said it's a title contender fight. So Whittaker fight, it's the best option for him. And Whittaker might just, I don't think he's near the expiration date, but I don't think he's going to improve. I don't think he's going to improve fight to fight like he has been. I think, he can't be improving forever. There's that day comes. And if Dracus catches him nicely, hits a nerve on his knee or leg, injures him. It's funny because those injuries, they never come up in the fight. They come after the fight. He's had so many injuries, multiple injuries, double digits. Always come after the fight. During training camp, he heals. But let's see, man. Let's see how that unfolds. Whittaker's uncrowned middleweight king. I don't know, bro. I think the South African king might just beat him. This could be a weird one, isn't it?
Bro, I don't know about uncrowned middleweight king, man. Like, you lost twice.
You won that last fight, though, man.
Yeah, bro, you lost twice to easy, bro.
I
love Bobby Knuckles, man. Please. You know what I mean? I ain't a Bobby Knuckles hater, man. I love Bobby Knuckles.
I'm uncrowned king.
You know what I mean? But boy, you can't lose twice and be uncrowned anything, bro. You know what I mean?
The second one was a draw, bro. The second one was a draw. The robbery was happy to draw. Like, honestly, UFC, obviously, it's American, isn't it? It's American. So that's why, like, other than football, no other sports has many draws. I swear, there's so many times it should be a draw in the UFC. So many fights.
Someone's salty. You know what I mean? He hates when I fucking go there. He hates when I go there with him, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, you joking, man.
Yeah, but that one there hurt different, isn't it? Yeah, I feel your pain, man. I feel your pain, but boy, you can't lose twice. You can't lose 2 title fights and be uncrowned anything, bro. You know what I mean? You have to go and get the crown, man, and get crowned. You know what I mean? Get your coronation like King Charles. You know.
Let's get coronated.
You gotta get your coronation going like King Charles, man. You know?
Like Charles, and don't forget Camilla. Don't forget his queen. Don't forget your loyal subject of the country.
I said King of what? Big up yourself, George G. Big up yourself, man. Obviously, I've been seeing your comments in the chats. Thank you so much for putting that together, man. Salute to you, George G. Let's talk about the next item on the docket that we've got going on here. EFC 103.
Boy.
What a card. What a card. There was a lot of crazy stuff there, but the 2 fights that I'm really, really interested in, I just wanted to touch on this one real quick before I go to the main one that I want to touch on. Is the main event with Kruger versus Seabi. Kruger obviously won the fight. He won the interim belt, and that interim belt now has ramifications because it has to be unified by one of
That's
our
why
guys.
I want that interim belt, man. It's 100%. You know who's next.
Yeah, by one of our guys who we know very well, been on the show with us many times. Salute to Luke Michaels, who was actually talking to him Yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
Oh, nice.
We were talking to him, and yeah, we're gonna be doing something with him very, very soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. And he is laser focused. They done the stare down at AFC 103. Him and Kruger, Luke Michael and Kruger done the stare down in the octagon.
That's
And
why I said to you earlier, the production of it is perfect. It's like they saw how to, because a lot of little promotions they miss things like this.
yeah,
You know, I'm like, they're doing it so properly. Like
it's
I'm
almost
shocked.
like they lined it all up, you know what I mean? They lined it all up.
Yeah,
Just
it's better than Aljamain's and flipping Sterling and Sugar Kicks.
yeah, 100%. So we're gonna get a unification with Luke Michael and Kruger. It's gonna be a big fight, and we know that Luke Michael is just coming back from injury. He was supposed to defend his title, I think about 6 months ago, and the
Yeah.
injury he had was so bad they didn't think he could even rehab this quick. Because I've been following EFC Graham, that's the vice president or the president over there at EFC, and he put all of these things together. And even he said they did not expect him to come back this quick. This brother is healed up fast, he's healed up good,
Jeez.
and he's back in
There's
the
South
gym.
African doctors,
He's
man,
pushing.
doing some magic on him.
You know what I mean? Some little juju on that, man. You know what I mean? So
Unconventional magician,
it's
the
yeah,
doctors,
man.
man. I want to see this, man. And he's still young, but yeah, man. This is big. It's what I'm saying. This EFC man's popping. If only it was easier to access, though. They put this on pay-per-view, man. I had to go to some deep dark web for that.
Yeah, bro.
You
know
think
what I
it'll
mean?
all be a fight pass, innit, man? That's why UFC better try to snap it up soon or something.
I'm definitely looking forward to that fight. That's a fight that really, really intrigues me, man. And there's one thing that's been bothering Luke Michael as well. And he said it a couple of times on the show, that he wanted to show everybody. To him, it's not about winning the title or defending the title, because in his mind, that's a given. What he wants to show people is putting a better performance than the performance that won him the title, because he knows he's got way better performance than that in him. And that's the one thing that he really wants to show people. And doing it with somebody like Kruger is the one, you know what I mean? Is something that's gonna help
He's
him.
looking
That's gonna
impressive
help him
against
showcase
Cougar.
that.
There's a comment here where Snoopy saying he needs to go UFC, and I'm like, if he could be impressive against Cougar, he might be able to get that contract. I mean, UFC
Yeah,
seems
he's
to be
definitely
like,
he's definitely working towards it. Is one thing that's on his forefront. You know what I mean? It's on his mind. He's definitely working towards it. Something that he wants to do, and yeah, we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it. I just want him to, you know what I mean, put a date together for these two now, and then we can, you know what I mean, look to build up to build up the fight. We reach out to Kruger, and we're going to try and put something together, man. You know what I mean, to speak to Kruger. Kruger has actually followed us, so it's only a matter of time before you see Kruger on this channel. That's a promise from I and I.
You're gonna interview both sides, yeah. Everyone want to be bring them on at the same time and say what a coincidence.
Before we jump onto the next topic, and the thing that you just talked about there, big up to my bro, Black Panther at EFC 103. Showed a lot of love. You know what I mean? He
Shout
went
out
out
the
there.
show, legendary.
Yeah, man. He went out there and did his thing. And here's a small clip of the love he showed at EFC 103. Check this out, people.
Yeah, I was hurt, but it's nothing that I never felt before. I got good training partners, I got a good team. I told you guys, I'm the real deal in this division. I'm too slick for these guys. And it's not arrogance, this is just confidence. And yeah, big shout out to my people in the UK as well. The Fight Week Show, I love y'all.
Yeah, man. Big up to Black Panther. Big up to Black Panther, man. Salute to Black Panther. Big win for him. And again, is another one that's creeping up towards title contention at EFC. He's been working so hard. I said it to people, like, this brother this brother was starting prelims. It was like opening prelims, you know what I mean? And he's worked his way up to now being on the co-main event of the pay-per-view, which is really, really impressive in a small space of time, since he started doing this thing. And again, is another one. It's another one that that's really, really confident in his own skills. The same way we know Luke Michaels is. Tell me what you make of Black Panther and his
He
rise
has the
where
it
he is
factor, man. He
and
has
where
the
he's
it
going.
factor. He has the specialness. He has that Hamzat Shemaya thing. Honestly, I can see him going to the title pretty easily. I'm not sure if it's going to be easy fight, but that's going to be the one that decides his career. Right now, he's just hitting that stage where he's starting to put all the years of training together. His body has he does things subconsciously and unsubconsciously. That's when you're reaching the next level, when you do things subconsciously. You don't have to think about it. It's second nature. Even when he got a little bit caught in the back of the head a bit, it's shook him a little. He quickly regained balance and you have to counter. He's been through a lot of sparring. That's what I feel like. I feel he got to that stage where he probably needs to start sparring less now. He's probably really clocked it all. He's getting to that next level, and I reckon this next fight, the next 2-3 fights, including the next. He still has one more fight at least for the title. I don't think I'll give him a title shot yet. But if
I was gonna say, I think maybe one more fight. I think maybe one more fight.
If he's impressive, just one more fight, and then we'll see. Who's the current champion? Let me see. Sorry, guys.
Jack Hope. Salute to you, Jack Hope, man. Hope you're doing well. Big up yourself. Salute to Adama Pictures Production. Big up yourself, man. Pain like Bane. Yeah, bro. Salute.
Gave me the year. I type in EFC and gave me the UFC.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, fantastic performance from Terence Balelo. We're gonna be talking to him next week. We were scheduled to talk to him today, but load shedding in South Africa is a motherfucker, and I think that's probably the one thing that part of the world needs to sort out. You know what I mean? Like 16 years, and we can't have constant electricity.
It got worse though. It used to be kind of more fixed up for a little while before COVID, and now it just seems to have gotten worse. Yeah. So I hear it from all parts because I do a lot of, we've got a lot of African brothers on the football and fight game. You hear it from up and down all over, like people saying the power goes out, you're going to do certain hours, Wi-Fi is an issue. I mean,
thank you to Snoopy Triple G, and the current champion is Luthando Biko. Luthando Biko is training partner and good friend of Shindele Manangela, which we've had on this show. Shindele Manangela was a bantamweight champion. Was the bantamweight champion, and he got dethroned by Cameron Simon, MSP, before Cameron Simon ended up getting signed by the UFC. So them two training partners, very, very good friend. Luthando Biko, you're absolutely right, Snoopy Triple G, and that's who eventually, what Black Panther is up against. Luthando Biko, bro. Luthando Biko is no punk, bro.
I know, bro. That's why UFC signed Simon off.
No punk, bro.
That whole so that's like a big camp then if they've got a few good fighters there. All right then, I like this jersey. But obviously
they got Gift Walker in that division as well, man. And
interesting.
Gift Walker is another one, bro. You know what I mean?
Gift Walker is all these guys on your show. I'm still the Black Panther all the way from around. He's gonna beat them. He's gonna win it.
Come on, man. We fuck with that organization, man. We fuck with EFC heavy, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all of them.
And we got something lined up with their announcer as well. He is dubbed the Bruce Buffer of Africa. You know what I mean?
I love his little voice. I love the way he changed it up. I mean, he's a mixed race brother, isn't it? So he probably has a good little interesting background story.
Yeah,
I'm
man, he's
saying Trevor
Nigerian
Noah
still.
style.
He's Nigerian still. You know
No
what I mean?
way.
Yeah. Koso's
Yeah, I
Nigerian,
thought
man.
he was like Trevor
Nigerian
Noah. Like,
yeah,
I want to hear this.
he grew up in Pretoria, but yeah, he's born in Nigeria, Nigerian born.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, man.
Is Pretoria the capital? Or is it Johannesburg?
I
One
want
of
to
those.
say Johannesburg.
I think it's Johannesburg.
Yeah, I want to say Johannesburg. Yeah. Okay, so we look forward to what Terrence has got coming up next, and he's already called out a brother. He goes by the name of Magno Popeye, and
Yeah.
as soon as we got the shout out, Magno Popeye has already reached out to us. Right, he's already reached out to us, so we're gonna introduce Magno Popeye to our audience over here, and then we're gonna have him and Black Panther up on the screen at the same time.
Nice. Oh,
And them
hey,
two are gonna
look at
have that
you.
verbal sparring. You know what I mean? I've already spoken to Black Panther and he's already agreed to this. So
Oh,
we're gonna make sure that what I mean, we're gonna try and put that together.
yeah.
But
If you can do this, bro.
We're gonna put that together. It's all about moderating the thing, you know what I mean? Because when them to start going, but we ain't never been in that situation before, so we're gonna have to work out how to moderate the thing, man.
Man, watch one of the Ariel Helwani episodes, like how he does it.
Bro, that you know what I mean? There's some learning, there's some bits there. Even go and check out DC. Go and check out DC.
Man, he's a fire star. He's a fire star.
See how he puts it together. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Actually, I'm relishing the opportunity of that happening. So the same thing we said here. With Luke Michael and Kruger, we're gonna try and do Luthando Biko, not Luthando Biko, Magno Popeye and Black Panther.
I'm getting them all on. We'll get the whole of ESC on one day, bro.
and hopefully, maybe fights down the line where we know both sides of the opponents, both sides of the camp. We can always bring those type of guests to the forefront, so they can duke it out verbally. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what we're working on. That's what we're working on at the moment, bro. That's what we're working on. Right. Let's talk about last week's card real quick, man, before we get out of here. Jailton Almeida and Rosenstrike.
Chimaev of this weight. He's a two-weight.
How mad, how good was that finish from Jailton? I mean, it's something we all expected it, but I just didn't expect it to be that easy. We all expected it, bruv. But did you think it was going to be that easy? Did you expect it to be that easy?
Honestly, after the it looked a bit like people are trying to rate Jairzinho for fighting it for that long. But I knew from the second he started to make every micro move on the floor, once he done that takedown on his knees, one of the best takedown, but Jairzinho, somehow fell for it.
The entry was so good in it from Almeida, man. That entry
it was different though. He pushed on his knees. I'm like, that's not normal.
That entry was different, man. And he almost flinged him way across the octagon as well with that bloody takedown. He went for a ride, put it like that. He took it for a ride, man.
Honestly, Jairzinho had no chance. So a lot of heavyweights won't stop that. Powerful. And as I said, once he got him down, every move he made was a micro move, step by step. Like any top jiu-jitsu guy would say, "Hey, look what this guy's doing. Look at this." Each step. I was just a little too straight for my white belt, but even then I could tell. Like I was watching years of this and being there, everything he done was for a reason, and you could just tell, okay, a top jiu-jitsu good, like he's 7 steps away from securing this kind of, and every time he got closer and closer, and he even gave the time a quick look once, a quick one, not them tired. Tired people are like, what time is it? No, he's like, quick look. All right, go. I got this enough time. And he calculated it nicely. And honestly, he would have done it in the second round if he'd run out of time. That was a beautiful choke. Rosenstrike's going to start falling off from here. He's no longer be a gatekeeper. But Almeida is a gatekeeper, man. He's done it well.
Almeida is a problem for the heavyweight. Is a problem for light heavyweight. Is just a problem all around. And You know, it's gonna be a minute before they find somebody that can really stop this guy at what he's doing.
As long as they're giving Curtis Blades, things should be smooth for him.
Yeah. You know, that's probably a potential problem or potential banana skin. Not that he can't handle it, but a potential banana skin for him. But other than that, I can't see anyone in the heavyweight that he can't really handle, especially if he takes him down. It's over, bro. You know what I mean? If he takes you down, it's over.
I can see a future title fight between Pavlovich and Almeida once John Jones and Miocic have left. And Aspinall, who I'm not sure if he can handle this.
That's
the
only
other
good
guy.
one, you know. That's a good
Aspinall
one.
has to upgrade his wrestling and grappling. Let's see.
And there's we got some big. What about, you know what I mean? Even man like Volkov, bro. You know what I mean?
Cool, man.
Even man like Volkov, like that brother is long, bro. You know, you know what I mean? What you have to do to take him down, tie him up, to be able to submit him. But Aspinall did it.
Yeah, he did
it in quick fashion as well in London.
He done it, and Curtis Blades couldn't. Curtis Blades could take him down, but he got tired doing all that takedown stuff. It's very
bro. It's gonna be interesting.
It's getting interesting.
It's gonna be interesting. Let's talk about somebody else that was less interesting, at least in the eyes of Dana White. Is my boy Johnny Walker, and what he did to Anthony Smith, bro. I was crying. I was begging. I was watching this fight. I was watching it with my missus, and I was saying to my missus, like, bro, you can see knee's gone because the amount of times that Johnny Walker chewed up on that knee, chewed up on that leg, oblique kicks from the side. It was landing everything, and the Dana spotted it was spot on. My man was couple of kicks away from winning that, from finishing that fight. Just chop. You know what I mean? Few kicks away. And couldn't stand on that feet no more. What did you make of it not going for the finish? What? Sorry.
No, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I almost like it. Reminds me of Bilal Muhammad last week. Like he the second he saw a path for 100% victory, he followed it. What he believes 100% victory. I mean, let's just say he's spinning back kick heel knocked him out to another dimension. It wouldn't help him with a title shot. It'll make his title shot from 3 fights away to 2 fights away, which 2 fights is a lot. And then you got the title shot there. And honestly, Johnny Walker's thinking a long term now. He's thinking, all right, I got to slowly gather the skills up, gather the minutes up, make sure I'm 100% when I go into this. But I'm happy for Johnny Walker. I like the way he done it. It reminds me again of Bilal Muhammad. When you saw that, like, imagine you thought you can't win something, and then you see it. It's the light hits. It's like, oh my days, there's the light at the end of the tunnel. There's the 100% path. Like, you might see a crack of light here and a crack of light there. Yeah, that's the thing. When he was young, he was like a fly. You know, when a fly sees light, it goes to it straight away. He was like a fly. He just went straight to his cracks and got cracked multiple times. Finished, embarrassed. But then this time he's like, no, I'm a bird now. Focusing on the exit of the tunnel. I can't exit through a crack. So now he's taking a long but the secure way. However, I don't blame him. If he was 1 fight away from a title shot, maybe that's different. He's multiple fights away from a title shot. So good luck to him. Hope he does well. He finally coming to his own. I like to see that with certain fighters. This is one of them. How about you? You must be ranting with your boy.
Yeah, but I'm always proud of Johnny Walker, but you know what I mean. He's had a tough start into even when like when did he go celebrate? I think was that his debut or the second fight where he tried to do
the second or the third fight
and the boss his shoulder. Like, thinking to myself, like, bro, this guy here is so energetic that he did that shit and still mashed himself up. So no, I like him. I like his energy. I like the way he approaches the fight game. And like you said, you're right. Before he used to rush things and not really locking the focus.
Trying to find shortcuts.
and that's how he got, that's how he used to
That's how it got ended
get caught.
once,
He used to get
twice.
caught, get finished, like you say, embarrassing finishes as well. But now he's taking his time. He's taking his time with a lot of the fights, and he's taking his time with how he approaches the fights. And he's got a more measured approach to just chewing up his opponent till he gets the win. And to do that to somebody like Anthony Smith, it's not Anthony Smith is dangerous all the time. You could see that Anthony Smith still had power in his hand, and he tried to catch him a couple of times.
It was the speed that was the problem. The power was there, I could see it, and even the velocity, but the speed, he needed a second more because the distance and the reach, Johnny Walker was using it properly.
Johnny Walker was so good. You could see that with the work John Kavanagh. Big up the coach, SBG. Yeah. Salute to you. We fuck with SBG over here.
Very nice.
But it shows the work in terms of distance management that the coach has put in place and said, look, this is how we're going to win. This is the map. This is how we're going to win the fight. We're going to do this, keep him at a distance, stay away from his power, just chew him the fuck up. And when the time is right, going for the kill. Obviously, he didn't go in for the kill, but even he himself said, look, right? Even he himself said, look, I want to put the rounds in. I would just want to, I want to rack up my cardio. I don't just want to go in there and blitz him. And you're right. He said, I won't learn nothing from knocking him out in the first round, but this way, from a legend like Anthony Smith, I'm able to, I'm able to learn something being in there with him. So, yeah, man, good win for Johnny Walker. Ian Gary knocked out Daniel Rodriguez, Carlos Ulberg, another one, big KO over Ehop Poteria. Alex Borono submitting Means, and Jessica Rose Clark got caught from the UFC following the loss.
So did the other one, no?
Against Lisboa. Say that again?
I thought both of them got caught. No, it was just...
No, from what I got here.
No, sorry.
Just
so what's her name? Sorry, so it was the other lady, like the Asian one. That for the
John Kim,
is it? Where they took 2 points off her.
Yeah, I think it's John Kim you're talking about. Yeah. So basically, the card is not a bad card for fight night.
I liked
plenty of finishes.
Yeah, I liked Ian Gary Ulberg. I knew they were gonna do what I wanted to see. I got to see what I wanted.
Apart from the other bit, like near enough every fight on the main card where finishes is it's a really damn good card. It's a really damn good card, man. I like the card a lot. And this is what we always say, like on paper, you look at these sort of cards and but when you actually, if you're a fight fan and you actually watch, you deep these fights, you actually watch it. Sometimes it's better than pay-per-view cards, man. I swear to God. You know what I mean? Some of the finishes you see on there is just savage. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why, man. You should always watch the fight night, guys. Always watch them, man. But yeah, man. I think on that note, my Chelsea team have got Man City. Yeah, we do, man.
Is this your people? Yeah, your people. Big up Jack Hope, man.
I just have hope, man.
Bro, yeah, man. Hope we will lose 4-0. Oh, bro, man, boy, yeah. Come on, man. Have some faith, man. You know what I mean? You know, I do some madness against Man City. Not that it means anything to Arsenal anymore, but you know what I mean. If you do, it just be for the laugh. You know what I mean? It'll be a nice thing for the laugh. It'll be a nice thing for what do you call it? For Poch to come into and nice little foundation for Poch. You know, nice little foundation for Poch.
I just don't see it happening.
No, you don't see it happening. Miracles has happened before, man. Miracles has happened before. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Yeah.
we've just gone through that whole fight night card. It's a good card on the whole. Anything that you wanna see, over, is there a fight that you'd like to see over the next
Yeah, I want to see
before the summer?
Chimaev fight. I want to see Chimaev fight before Abu Dhabi, man. That's deep, man. And even now, I know who's gonna fight at least.
Yeah, Chimaev fight. I mean, Chimaev. Look, everybody wants to see Chimaev fight, man. The one that I'm really looking forward to is this Yan versus Alex Pereira, man. That's a fight
It's
that
gonna be
really
a good
intrigues me.
one. Someone's getting knocked out.
I really want to see that one. You know what I mean? Like you said, someone's getting smoked. Someone's getting smoked, man. But yeah, thank you so much for your time this afternoon, my boy. Big up to everybody that's in the chat, everybody that's joined us. Salute to all of you, man. You lot been fucking wonderful, and you've been very, very generous with your time. Naz, as always, I appreciate you, my bro. And people, up until the next episode, we're going to be bringing in next week, Wednesday. Hasta la vista, people. And we're out. Big up.
Okay.
Yo, guys, this is Adrian Yanez telling you to use those handles